What is up, YouTube world? I'm Ashley D. Before I get started, please go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, feel free to share this brief video as well. Everything I state is allegedly not a guaranteed fact, my own personal opinion and observation. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining the live last night. I appreciate your support as always. Thank you, Dolores Holder, as well, sweetheart. Aries Black and Eleanor Burks, just in case you didn't join the live last night. Thanks for the surprise cash apps, the super chats, and the support. You ladies have always been there from the beginning of this journey, and I greatly appreciate it, as well as everyone else out there that continues to show your support. Thank you genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Now, I am going to briefly speak on a couple of things that I spoke on casually in the chat. Me and Light Goddess TV, check her out. She was on the live as well. I'm grateful that she joined the live too. And I look forward to her content and the things she puts out and what she has to offer to YouTube. Now, the situation with Lieonya was very funny to me. How everyone was on the live yesterday from across the street bashing Mr. LaTruth supporters and saying how much of a bad person they are and for the things they say and this and that. And then, guess what we have now? We have a video of Miss Lieonya combing her child's hair, pretending to be a involved, engaging mom. Because now the topic is kids. So let me jump on that since I have no content. I have nothing else to put out. And I always pretend to be the victim. So let me go ahead and sit down in front of the camera and do my child's hair and subtitle my video. Kids off limits. Kids have always been off limits. It is a difference between, and I have to say this in every video, unfortunately, because people don't seem to understand. Kids that need more because they're young from their parents than what their parents put into a relationship. That's all we've seen from Lieonya since Mr. LaTruth has not been in the home, the father figure. We see her give this man, Mr. Ed, all the praise and glory for everything, being a father figure, stepping up, doing this, doing that, but we've never seen anything that he's done besides play like a big brother when he's around these kids. I haven't saw him step up and do anything with them that was for real besides something for content, quick and brief, a walk with all of them doing. They haven't been to a game together, a barber shop, any of those things. We've never seen that from him. Only when we speak up about him stepping up, as well as her being a mother to the children, then that's when she decides to do things with them, put out content with them. And if we didn't speak up, the people across the street, we would never hardly see the kids. They would never hardly get their hair combed. She would never hardly put out content with them. They would never be engaging with her as much had it not been for us and the content and the things that we say and the awareness we bring to this situation. Now, I am also going to be speaking on the Jezebel spirit briefly that no one pays attention to, but I heard a couple of subscribers speak on it. It is the tongue situation, as well as Miley Cyrus allegedly, and a couple of more other people that are influencers, celebrities, things like that. That Jezebel spirit, you can see that on people as well. And one of those spirits is something with the tongue that's engaging, that's out of the mouth. And when they do that, it's some type of reckless sexual behavior. Just pay attention. Even when Miley Cyrus was on stage with Robin Thicke and she was dancing, she had her tongue out of her mouth. And then she started dancing provocative. That's the same thing with Lieonya. When we all see her, every time we see her, just about, when she's dancing or she's getting ready to twerk, her tongue is out of her mouth. And it's a couple of more other people I cannot think of off the top of my head. But pay attention to things like that. That spirit is not only a lust spirit on them, but when you pay attention to things that's constantly, and you don't take a break from it, and it's negative things, you're feeding that to your soul. So when I say pay attention, that does not mean pay attention all the time. That means be aware of your surroundings. Watch what's going on around you. Pay attention to the signs. That woman has the most negative, lustfulest, devious energy I've ever seen. And it's in her eyes. I've never seen a genuine love, care, anything from this woman that came from the heart that I can say, oh, her eyes are smiling. She's such a sweet, loving mother. No, the only thing I've seen in her eyes is stone cold, as well as the lustful spirit as Jezebel. That energy that she carries, that's very demonic. And the funny thing I'm going to speak on, and then I'm done for the rest of the morning. But when she showed up at court, you guys, what was funny to me is she didn't think she was going to get locked up, right? But she showed up for that date. She always has to subliminally pick with her husband, get under his skin, try to target him in some type of way. Why would she show up at court now? You're showing up at court. This is you fighting for what you believe in, fighting for your peace, and you're getting harassed and blah, 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 and you're showing up because he's trying to say you put documents out here about him or revenge porn, okay? Why would you show up in a Wu-Tang shirt? Why would you not show up in one of your dress suit coats or whatever? Something more casual, more conservative. Why would you put on a shirt out of all things that's from Mr. Ed? Was it because he couldn't show up? He was getting his face powdered? So now you decide to wear his shirt so he's there with you in spirit? Think about it, you guys. Who shows up at court that's someone that dresses up all the time? You dressed it up on your little bootleg TV show in the beginning. Why would you not have that same energy for a very important day that you could have possibly got evicted, which you did? Why would you not want to present yourself as a woman instead of coming as in a t-shirt as though this is not that serious? We know why, because you did that on purpose. You wanted to trigger your husband. You wanted to antagonize him because you were there in the first place and you felt like you shouldn't have been there. So let me show up in this man's shirt just so I can subliminally pick with him. No one else has to know what's going on, but he'll know because he's going to look at my shirt. Make it make sense, Lieonya. You need to grow up. You need to start paying closer attention to your kids. You want to say kids are off limits. You should have had your kids off limits being around this man a long time ago, Mother of the Year. You should have never allowed a stranger into your house so fast around your children. Mrs. Kids are off limits. You should not encourage this family dynamic to your children, just in case this does not work out. And this man that you're dating casually, that you do not know, I repeat, do not know, kept him away from your family so they will not be hurt or put in another uncomfortable situation when things go left, if they do, which they will. You will not let this man be holding and engaging with your youngest daughter like he is, like as though she does not have a father. Mother of the Year. Kids are off limits. You would not have brought this man, took offense to, like I said so many other times, your husband, who knows you're reckless, your behavior is reckless, trying to tell you to get a background check for the for the man that you're bringing into the home around the kids, so we can make sure the kids are safe. And instead of you taking that in like an adult, and say maybe he's right. You never know. I was allegedly a victim young, so you say. You know, it's a lot of questionable things Lieonya has done from this point forward, from the time this situation occurred and in between. No one that's a victim, I repeat, and no one that has ever been victimized as a teenager, as a child, would have that much energy, feel that safe and secure to bring someone into their home to live with them, basically, to engage with their kids privately, to be okay with this stranger dropping them off at school. That's not how someone that was victimized, violated as a young person would move. Anybody knows. Even on Steve, people accuse their boyfriends immediately. And I'd be so grateful when the test comes back that they're innocent. But every person out here, I cannot name not one person that would personally. They have some people out here that do. And when they do, Miss Lieonya, they have something not working up there. The light bulb is not all the way screwed in. Those are the people that don't mind their children getting the same thing done to them because they have no care. They're soulless. It's gone. They don't care. How can they want to protect their kids? They feel like they wasn't protected, so why should I protect them? Who are they? And that's how a part of me feels that you feel about your children. Because everybody wants to get online and feel sorry for you and say kids are off limits, but your kids should have been off limit from you. That's where that should have started from. Before you brought any man into your home and into their lives. That part of your life, their life, that should have been off limits. You want to date that man? You go outside your home. He should have never seen your kids or inside of your home as fast as he did. But now you want to get on camera, since you have no content. Your people over there want to cry and say you're so victimized and God has his hands on you. Yes, God has his hands on you. And when he's done, he's going to have his hands all over you. Because you're wicked and you're evil. And you're Jezebel. So I could not agree with that more. God definitely does. They're over there crying and, oh, I can't believe that they said it about your kids. Are you serious? When it comes to personal things, yes, kids should always be off limits. When it comes to actual facts, that's a difference. You guys over there have judged each and every one of us content creators and our parenting skills and things that we do. I was upset at a point in time, but I brushed it off because everybody knows I'm a dang on good mom. And you guys see that for yourself on my Facebook. Let's keep it real. But anyhow, so for her to sit up there and decide all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to comb my daughter's hair because kids are off limits. Let me feed off into this message that they're trying to send. Let me feed off into what my people are saying so they can back me up. Now I'm going to show this mother image. I was just twerking, eating on a fruit roll-up 3 days ago. Did you care about your kids being off limit and being bullied at school when you were doing that? Did you possibly think about how the little boys in your son's classroom could possibly say something to them and they get upset? The way you're twerking your butt around, the way you're dancing, eating candy inappropriately, the things you say, the way you dress, the things you do, how you act. Do you think kids' innocence with their eyes, what they see and they're exposed to at such a young age, should be off limits? When you let this man grope you, touch and feel on you around your small children that can't even process what's going on. They know for a fact you're not even divorced yet, but now we have this complete stranger in our home. Shouldn't kids be off limit then? You guys across the street need to wake up and get a reality check and get your brain checked. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to sit up there and you're going to push a message and say kids are off limits, kids should be off limits all around. Kids should be off limits, not just being speaked on in a bad way, but being exposed to bad things as well. And that's on their mother's behalf. Don't sit up here and cry wolf and act like she truly cares about some freaking kids being off limits when at the end of the day, she has exposed nothing but thoughts, images, bad things, bad negative things in her kids' life, in their vision, in their eyes, that is stuck there, that they cannot get rid of, that they will possibly grow up seeing, mimicking, wanting to be like. That is not how a mother moves. So you can't sit up and tell me that this lady that has nothing in her whatsoever to push a positive message of being a mother and caring, truly caring, genuinely caring what her kids see, it's hurt all of a sudden about kids. You should have been hurt about their feelings and what they felt, instead of every time you put a camera in their face, you constantly pushing this family image and asking your daughters or your son, how do they feel about him being around? How do you feel about him being a part of the family? Get out of here. I'm out.